A prominent anti-vaccine doctor may be getting a big payday thanks to the actions of the board that stripped him of his license. Mark Geyer, who has run a practice in Rockville, Maryland, subscribes to the belief that vaccines cause autism, although the vast majority of the medical community rejects this notion. The Maryland Board of Health stripped Geyer of his license 7 years ago after finding he was giving an unapproved drug to children with autism. But it is what they did later that alarmed the judge in this case. They posted what drugs the doctor was prescribing, an unusual move that the judge believed was designed to humiliate Geyer. The board claims it was an honest mistake. The following is an excerpt from Wikipedia on Geyer. Mark R. Geyer, born 1948 in Washington, D.C., U.S., is a self-employed American physician and controversial professional witness who has testified in more than 90 cases regarding allegations of injury or illness caused by vaccines. 23 Since 2011, Geyer's medical license has been suspended or revoked in every state in which he was licensed over concerns about his autism treatments and his misrepresentation of his credentials to the Maryland Board of Health, where he falsely claimed to be a board-certified geneticist and epidemiologist. Mark and his sons, David Geyer, are frequently cited by proponents of the now discredited claim that vaccines cause autism. Geyer's credibility as an expert witness has been questioned in 10 court cases. 5 In 2003, a judge ruled that Geyer presented himself as an expert witness in areas for which he has no training, expertise and experience. 2 In other cases in which Geyer has testified, judges have labeled his testimony intellectually dishonest, not reliable, and wholly unqualified. 2 Another judge wrote that Geyer may be clever, but he is not credible. 6 Geyer's scientific work has also been criticized. When the Institute of Medicine reviewed vaccine safety in 2004, it dismissed Geyer's work as seriously flawed, uninterpretable, and marred by incorrect use of scientific terms. 2 In 2003, the American Academy of Pediatrics criticized one of Geyer's studies, which claimed a link between vaccines and autism, as containing numerous conceptual and scientific flaws, omissions of fact, inaccuracies, and misstatements. 7 In January 2007, a paper by the Geyers was retracted by the journal Autoimmunity Reviews. 3 New Scientist reported that the supposed Institutional Review Board (IRB) that Geyer claimed approved his experiment with autistic children was located at Geyer's business address and included Geyer, his son and wife, a business partner of Geyer's, and a plaintiff's lawyer involved in vaccine litigation. 8 In the Maryland State Board of Physicians referred to it as a sham IRB that did not meet the requirements of state or federal law. 4 Geyer, while at the Laboratory of General and Comparative Biochemistry, National Institutes of Health in the 1970s and 1980s, was a student researcher from 1969–1970, a research geneticist from 1971 to 1973, a staff fellow from 1973–1974, on the professional staff from 1974 to 1978, and a guest worker from 1980 to 1982. He has been examining vaccine safety issues since then. 2 He is a fellow of the American College of Medical Genetics. 9 He is currently a self-employed geneticist, and along with his son David Geyer, he operates several organizations from his private address in Maryland, including the Institute for Chronic Illness and the Genetic Centers of America. 3 As a professional witness, he has testified in more than 90 vaccine cases, in support of the view that there is a clear link between thiamycin and autism. 2 His credibility as an expert witness has been criticized during many proceedings before the Special Masters. 10 In a 2010 decision, the presiding legal authority made this statement: "In summary, I conclude that all of the Geyer epidemiologic studies are non-reliable, and cannot be accorded any weight. The Geyers have developed a protocol for treating autism that uses the drug Lupron, which acts as chemical castration. Mark Geyer has called Lupron the miracle drug, and the Geyers have marketed the protocol across the U.S. 22 The Geyers filed 3 U.S. patent applications on the use of Lupron in combination with chelation therapy as a treatment protocol for autism based on the hypothesis that testosterone mercury, along with low levels of glutathione, blocks the conversion of DHEA to DHEAS and therefore raises androgens, which in turn further lower glutathione levels, ultimately providing a connection between autism, mercury exposure, and hyperandrogenicity, specifically precocious puberty. 232 425 According to ACU expert pediatric endocrinologist endocrinologists. The Lupron protocol for autism is supported only by junk science. 22. The reaction of mercury and testosterone, which the therapy is intended to treat, is actually based on a protocol used to create testosterone crystals for use in X-ray crystallography rather than a physiological process that occurs in the human body. 26. Although Abbott Laboratories sells Lupron in the U.S. and cooperated with the Gaias in one of the patent applications, it is no longer pursuing work with them, citing the non-existence of scientific evidence to justify further research. 27. When treating an autistic child, the Gaias order several dozen lab tests, costing $12,000 if at least one testosterone-related result is abnormal. The Gaias consider Lupron treatments, using 10 times the daily dose ordinarily used to treat precocious puberty. The therapy costs approximately $5,000 per month. The Gaias recommend starting treatment on children as young as possible, and say that some need treatment through adulthood. 22.